Today, we're going to take a little time and introduce a few people, and we're going to also take some time out and introduce my very own cousin, who is 92 years of age. Introduce a few people, and one starting with some longtime friends of mine, music producer Leno Gerard, motivation, inspirational speaker, health and wellness coach, Mr. Leonard Davis, and he brought his son, 11-year-old Ira. He's going to share some thoughts with you on his age. So, what we're looking to do is get everybody's attention, because we have to move on up a little higher and be a little more successful than we've been in the past 70 years or 90 years or so. Yeah. And to say that, we're going to be honoring a 92-year-old cousin of mine, Wendell Taylor Handy Sr. All right. Awesome. And so when we do get the opportunity today to interview him, we'll find out how he became one of the black pioneers of business in Los Angeles. And then we'll also talk about his connection to Willie Davis, which is also, well, it's his cousin. And, you know, just giving honor to my brother Willie. You know, he passed April the 15th, 2020. And so, you know, that's some interesting, I don't know what to say about that, thoughts, conversation. But, you know, the bottom line, we are family and we are loved, and we show that, and that's the main thing. So we're going to be honoring Willie and Wendell, and then see what else is next, okay? Thank you so much. We're back with you, and we have one of our first guests, Mr. Leonard Davis, and he's going to talk to us in his very own way, and he'll also explain his sage, and I think you got lavender there. Sage. Okay. Leonard George. Davis. He said, look, I know what I want to do. But come on in, and Mr. Ira Davis. That's the father and son team.
Go to work.
And so, representing family love as always. And I must say, Leonard, thank you so very much for coming and receiving the invitation to come here, and also for bringing your son. So what would you like to say?
I would like to say we're very, very welcome, you know, to be able to be here. And I'd like to thank everybody out there for listening to this, what we call it, COVID-19 Summit. It's a summit.
Not us. We ain't doing no cup and soap. I can't even get it right. We ain't doing nothing in here. This is the blessed house, honey. Ain't no COVID here. It stops when it gets a few miles from this house.
Yeah, you're right. It's not for no one else, for my people here. And the reason why I like to say this is a summit, we don't have to put COVID there but once again, it's an enemy.
It's a health and wellness summit.
It's a secret enemy, in which those who want to call it a secret enemy. But you know, there's more than one secret enemy that's out here. But COVID just happened to be one. You know, there's another secret enemy. It's not really a secret enemy. If you just watch them walk on two legs and not tell the truth 24/7, well then that's another enemy. But then you know what? Sometimes we go a little bit further and look a little bit deeper. There is another enemy out there. You know what? And that may be a secret enemy too. Let me tell you where that enemy lives.
Hold it.
Within.
Hold it. Now, I wanted to get a few words, introduction. You're glad to be here. Your son, now we could go and sit down, but you can continue your message. I just wanted to get a few little, happy to be here, yes, and Lady Crystal, whatever I can do for you, you know I'm always there. But it's okay. So now, you want to stay up here with your daddy while you talk?
Well, I'm not going to stop for long.
Well, no. I'm going to sit down and give you some more kombucha. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Ooh, bless it. You may continue.
So once again.
Oh, yes, he was ready. He's a professional, ladies and gentlemen.
sometimes with the world the way it goes, it always try to get our attention on things that maybe it shouldn't be on 24/7. So I'm here to speak about that other enemy that sometimes we choose not to want to listen to, or that we choose not to know that it exists. Now, all of these enemies that we be dealing with, that we are dealing with, from diseases to illnesses, to heart attacks, to strokes, to stress, a lot of those things, my brothers and sisters, we can do something about. Because what makes these diseases attack us is when our immunity is low. What makes immunity low is when we are able to allow ourselves to be sucked in by whatever we hear on TV, whatever we hear on the radio, whatever we hear in gossip, that even may be true or may not be true. We could be sucked into not paying attention to drinking water, because that's another something that we as people should be able to do. Drink water. One of the hardest things one of the most things that I hear from people, it makes you go to the restroom too fast or too much. It don't have no taste. But what we need to understand as people, we should not live by only taste. We should be living by nutrition, nutritional value. That should be the first thing that we should be going after when we put something in our mouths. What is the nutritional value? So whenever you do, when you eat food or when you judge yourself, ask yourself a question. When I'm eating that chicken or when you're eating that chicken, what is the nutritional value? Ask yourself a question when you're eating those white potatoes and that white rice. What is the nutritional value? Because that's our purpose of being here, first of all, is nutritional value. Taste comes second. And it really shouldn't go over the nutritional value one. So, the important things is dealing with what you eat, and the next thing is physical activity. Putting physical activity into your bodies and into your minds, because once when you exercise that body, your mind gets exercised as well, because you recognize the games that people play, you recognize the games that you play, you recognize the games of the world. So there's a lot of key things that we need to pay attention to and get our immunity level up, so whenever diseases like this come about, that's in the air, that's you can get from other people or what have you, we can do something about it. Because I'm tired, and it's sad to hear that we become number one in the things that we shouldn't be number one in. Number one in worst diets. Number one in heart attacks. Number one in bad eating. Number one in covert, covert. Number one, they did attacks. We should be number one as what we started here. Number one, first ones here, came from kings and queens, living a life of royalty, not eating a lot of bad foods, not allowing negativity and stress to take dominion over our lives. So, this is my partner here, Mr. Ira Leonard Davis. He's going to be giving some demonstrations on something that I can give you that maybe can help you out in various little ways. I am known as a trainer, a coach, a healer, and a teacher. So I have a handful of stones to give you. Please don't pick and choose what you want. If I'm talking about you eating wrong, don't say, oh, well, I could bypass that and I'm just going to pick up, maybe doing some exercise. Take all of these stones, my warriors out there, or my candidates out there, because you need every last one of them. One of the most exercises, the most important thing that we can do, first of all, is learn how to breathe correctly. That's right. In our lifetime, they never taught us how to breathe correctly. And in their lifetime, they never known how to breathe correctly. And once again, if you don't know, how can you teach? So, I ain't gonna let no law stop me from teaching you what you need to know. There's a proper way to breathe. Whenever you inhale, you start from the lower part of the stomach first. Watch Mr. Iri's stomach when you inhale. You watch how that stomach goes out. He's pushing that stomach out. He's continuing to breathe more, and then the upper part of his middle diaphragm is going to go out, And then he's going to continue to breathe more. Then the upper part of his diaphragm is going to go out. When it's time for him to exhale, he's going to start from the lower first by sucking that stomach in and then push the rest of that air down towards his spine. Very good to get all of that old sterile air out of you, just as well as it is to get that good fresh air in you. One of the illnesses that most people get when they go on holidays and Christmas and Thanksgiving, they eat so much and they drink while they eat and they get so much gas in them. They get to say, I'm feeling pain here in my stomach. I think I'm having a heart attack. Oh, call the doctor. Call the hospital. Take me. Family members, take some time to let them know. Just take it easy and chill out and breathe deeply. Start from the lower, the middle, and the upper. When you exhale from the lower, the middle, and then the upper. That's a full breath. That diaphragm is full. And then when you exhale it all out so you can get another full breath in. During the next session, we're going to talk more about the breath, where, just to recognize, just having it on your mind as far as knowing what it is that you're breathing. And when you exhale, you send it into certain parts of your body. We'll talk about that in the next session. But I got another exercise here that I want to give you. When those relatives come over your house for the holidays and they feel as though they're maybe going through a heart attack, tell them to get down on the floor. And this exercise is called the rock and roll. This exercise is good for putting your whole body in proper alignment. When you wake up out of bed in the morning, you can start doing this. You get out of that bed, say your prayers, thank God for bringing you here, and then you get your routine for your body. You get the routine for your mind. So then you crawl on out of bed and you get to doing your rock and roll. What you're going to do, you're going to get down on the floor, on the ground here, and he's going to grab his hand behind his knees, and he's going to rock back. I don't know if you can see with this in the way going back. He's grabbing his ankle. Put your hand behind your knees. Make it easier. Grab each elbow if you can. Okay? He's going to tuck his head to his knees. And then he's just going to rock back nice and easy going backwards. And then he's going to rock up going backwards. Let's go. Rocking back. He's going to go back on the exhalation. He's coming up on the inhalation. Back on the exhalation. Up on the inhalation. Give this to your relatives when they have that holiday time and they act like they having a heart attack, what have you. And I guarantee you, it ain't nothing but gas that's moving around in their body most of the time. And when they get to doing this rock, get out of the way. Because it ain't going to be no way it's going to stay up in there. If you're rocking like this, it's coming out. So don't be looking saying, oh, wow, let me see if it, be back. God. And when you hear that noise, and they get them and say, oh, I feel so much better now. I can eat another plate. Don't give them another plate.
Oh, my God.
If you do, don't have them to drink while they eat. Because when you drink while you eat, that makes gas. And plus, it don't only makes gas, it stops your digestive system from breaking down the food properly. So it's always good to drink 30 minutes after you eat, if it's a short meal. If it's a big meal, an hour. Or 30 minutes before you eat, if it's a big meal. If it's an hour, you drink 30 minutes before you eat, as opposed to drinking while you eat. So once again, what messes us up is bad eating habits. We go from way, way back when our parents were growing up and telling us, oh, well, we ate pork when we were children, so why it's not killing my parents? It did probably kill your parents. It just took a little bit longer time. It's quicker now. They're not killing the animals the way they killed the animals back then. They took a little bit more time killing the animals. These days they kill the animal before they even die sometimes. Because they're pumping them up with hormones. They're pumping them up with, what's the old thing? What do they call them? Hormone. What's the thing when you get the shot? Antibiotics. Yeah, antibiotics. Yeah. Tell it. So, I'm sorry I had to bring the truth to you, but it got to come to you so you'll know. Some people don't want to know. They hear me talking, they say, I don't want to hear what he got to say, because when you know the truth, you got to do something about it.
That's right.
When you're on that dang deathbed, you don't want to say, God, I didn't know the right thing and I didn't do it. Yeah. But God already knows. So don't even try to shine for God. Shine for what God gave you. God gave you a body. He gave you a mind. He gave you a spirit of which is. So Since he gave you that body, that mind, use it. Remember the breathing exercises. Remember the rock and roll. Now, in the next few minutes, after this other gentleman comes on and speak about him, you know, we'll go through a little chair exercise course because I work with seniors. I work with seniors and I like to work with young people because, you know, seniors, they're already going through a war. Arthritis, high blood, cancer. Back in the day, they called it the Big C. Those days and those words and those illnesses killed a lot of our ancestors. But now these days it's a different story. There are remedies for whatever it is that's out here. And most of those remedies are herbal. Most of those remedies are you taking care of your body. The remedies are keeping that stress down. The remedies are doing some physical exercise. The remedies are not allowing negativity to have dominion over your true, honest wisdom. So, once again, I thank you for your time. In the next video, you'll be doing some exercises for seniors who may not be able to get on the floor, who may not be able to stand up, and they can go ahead and do some things sitting down in a chair that can better you physically, mentally, and spiritually. Thank you for your time, Mr. Iri. Also, thank you. Say thank you for them. So let them hear your voice.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else you want to tell them about you, about what children should be doing this thing, not worrying about school and not worrying about eating and whatever? You have anything positive to say to people your age?
If you can find something to do with you spiritually and health-wise, do it. Yeah. Because during this time, we tend to be bored since we can't go out nowhere. Mm-hmm. So we eat more and we just find other dumb stuff to do.
About that.
So make sure to keep yourself busy, do some exercises. Beautiful
family here. This is a drink that we drink. It's called Kombucha. It's a raw food. So he introduced this to me back in 2006. And I have been drinking it off and on ever since then. So I just want to recommend people, when he was talking about how to eat and everything, get something that is raw food so it doesn't really take you eating so much cooked food or just a bunch of junk food. You know, start getting things like this. They have different manufacturers that make kombucha, different distributors, but it's a good product for enzymes and probiotics and all those things. So I hear my cousin's getting up for lunch. So we're going to go in there shortly and say a few words to him and hear some wonderful words from him. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll be right back. Praise the Lord, everybody. Now my homeboy waiting in the wings. We go back all the way 1980. We're going to say 1982. Yeah, he was, I guess you could say my first music producer. You okay there, cousin? We'll be talking to cousin in a little while. But yeah, Leno and I, we had the opportunity to work with Lady Rosella Jones, and she was the elder sister of the Smokey Robinson that we know of today and back in the day. And so Leno was the music producer, I was the vocalist, and he got a chance to work directly with Smokey and with some of Smokey's engineers, and Smokey's music producer, and music director and all that stuff. So we've had a wonderful, impactful life. Come on, Leno, Jerome! How you doing?
All right. Everything's everything.
Yeah. That's back in the 70s. You know that. So what you wearing here? I know this is something special you've been talking about. So now that I see with my eyes.
Well, first of all, like Crystal said, we met in 1982, November to be exact.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I remember that because
I can't say.
I remember that because...
maybe so, because I met Rose in September,
yeah,
and then I introduced you to her after that. Okay.
Yeah, because Prudence and I, which is
my cousin,
his friend and her cousin, we had gone down to a school reunion, and we were looking for a vocalist for our vocal group that we had established out here. We were minus a female. I always wanted a female energy individual, not anything I was involved with, bands or groups. So Prentice went into
Oh no, Pastor Lord, shout out Pastor Prentice Lewis. The greatest starlight in East Church. LA. Go ahead.
He ran into an old friend of his who was cousin to Crystal, and he had divulged to her that we were looking for a female vocalist, and so she referred him to Crystal. So we came out here, and everything is so I guess you can say serendipitous, you know. I walked into Prentice's home. I didn't even know Crystal was going to be there, but I happened to walk into his home, and I had a tape of what I had produced on a group, a band that Prentice and I had been involved with maybe a couple of years earlier. Crystal heard the tape, a song called "Don't Give Up on Love," and she loved the song. And another coincidence is I happened to be over. The reason why I know it's November, I happened to be over at Prentice's house for Thanksgiving, and he was on the phone with Crystal, and he said, "Well, Leno is here," so I turned the phone over to me, and she's happened to be over Rose's house, Rosella Jones's house, and so she put Rose on the phone, and that's when I met Rose.
What?
Yeah, that's when I met Rose.
How about that?
So then we set up a meeting for me to meet with Rose in person. So I went by, and she showed me some lyrics. Rose and I hit it off immediately. She showed me some lyrics of a song called "Fascinating You."
That was the first one?
That was the first thing.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was the first
I
one.
still got that little clip of.
Yeah,
it was beautiful too.
Yeah. So she just showed me the lyrics, and I immediately started singing them. It's about love, and I wanted to see you. I just started.
Yeah. Oh, that's a cold song, y'all. Yeah.
So from there we started recording. Started recording Crystal, and Smokey was financing it. You know, Bishop as an executive producer.
Correct.
And also I was at that time connected with Tina Turner's sister Irene, and we became very good friends, and we recorded a song that Tina loved. She wanted to do it, but politics got in the way, you know. But anyway. So anyway, yes, so I did some classic recordings with Crystal, and unfortunately they didn't really see the light of day, but they were classic. There were some beautiful recordings, and Smokey was impressed from what I was told.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was very impressed.
Well, that's what Rose said to us.
Yeah.
Remember, especially when we did Beyond the Shadow of
Yes.
Yeah. What did he say? Now, I'm saying if you remember, because if you know, I remember. What did he say?
Well, I know a couple of things he said.
Oh, okay. Well, let me hear the first.
Well, first thing he said, "I thought you guys over here doing demos. I didn't know you were cutting records."
Yes. Wait, hold up. Recording hits.
Oh, hits. Okay.
Come on out.
Okay.
Because I was like, what?
Yeah.
But that was, I kind of want to say a spooky night.
Okay.
When we were there all day and all night.
Yeah.
Till the next morning recording that song.
Right.
But in the shrubs, there was a video camera that stood right there to get people coming in and out of the gate. And so while I was sitting there waiting on y'all to finish the music, I was looking at the monitor that was pointed at the shrubs, and I could see faces.
Wow.
I saw Michael Jackson's face. I said, and I would turn, because the moon was out, so the moon was moving, and so the light was reflecting in the camera on the monitor. So I looked, and it was like, I would look away, look again, then I looked again, and it was Prince's face. I said, ah! Yes.
You never told me that.
Yes, in the
Okay, you never
monitor,
told me
I was
that.
seeing these faces from the shrubs and the moonlight hitting those shrubs. So that night was a
you had
very
smoke
eerie
everything.
night. Well,
Okay.
oh no, because you know we wasn't playing back in the time.
All right.
But I just remember that.
Okay.
And it was always spooky. And that song, when you hear that song, the song is kind of eerie.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you sitting there like,
Where's this
oh, that
going?
song. I saw me in your eyes today, shining right out of your loving face. I could actually see the changes made in me since you first entered my space.
Yes.
That was 19. That was 85.
85.
Beautiful.
Oh, you got a good
Come on,
memory.
we gotta go this thing together, homie. This was our life.
Yeah,
Let me tell you this.
That's it.
Leno grew up listening to the Miracles, which is Smokey Robinson group, but they first was called the Miracles. Claudia told me that. She said, "Look, we were the Miracles for 8 years before we were Smokey Robinson and the Miracles." So I heard that, Claudia.
Which why he should have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a long time ago. That was an insult to the Miracles.
Wow.
Okay.
So Leno would listen to those songs back in the day, and so I think it was his dream
Yes, it was.
to meet and work with Smokey Robinson. And guess what? The dream came
Now,
true.
this is what's really deep now.
What?
My first time, you know this, because you were there.
Okay.
My first time ever working in Smokey's studio, which was in the back of his mansion. Okay. I had never met him in person, so I was anticipating on meeting him. So we're there, we're recording a song that we were gonna either do with Crystal or do with Tina Turner's sisters, like whichever way it went.
Body
Oh, I mean, not Tina Turner's sister, I mean Tina Turner.
Was that Body Move?
Body Move.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
We were recording Body
Yes,
Move.
yes.
We had live musicians. Okay.
Yes, always live. Believe it.
So anyway, I'm anticipating Smokey was in New York and he was gonna be coming in, so I was anticipating on meeting him. But guess what? We got a phone call from Harvey Fuqua. Talked to our engineer and said Marvin Gaye has just been shot.
I remember that day.
And Marvin Gaye died that day. That was April 1st, 1984.
I remember that
April
day.
1st, 1984.
And when Smokey and them did come, because we were still there when
And she never came to the studio.
Well, we were in the house because he came in the door. He had like a white, and his eyes and face was red because he had been crying.
Okay.
But I remember that. I don't know if you were there.
No, I was still in the studio.
Okay, because we were sitting in the house. I was in there with Stacey.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see him?
I didn't see him.
Child, he came through that door. I was like, there he is. So, but it was a time, wasn't no time to be, hey, Smokey. It was because I was devastating, and the people thought it was a joke because it was April Fool's Day. But
yeah, I said that was a bad
that was
joke.
crazy.
It was.
That was crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, that was okay.
So we do have some memory and history of how our musical life and past has been. We were really blessed and able to work with some of the top musicians and engineers because we worked with Leonard Jackson, which was his one of his engineers. Yeah. And that was the night we did Shadow. Yeah, and that was Leonard was like, dang, him and Smokey was that.
And he fell in love with you that night. Years later, he's asking about you. Yeah.
That was just something that you would believe if you were like the Disneyland make believe. You could believe it because you were in that Disneyland la 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 land. But it was really happening. It was in real life, and we never knew what to expect the next day.
Right.
I mean, I met so many of the Motown people. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know if you remember my cousin Cloda, because Cloda was the one who introduced me to Rose.
I think I might have met her one time.
So she introduced me to all of the Temptations, because they were on their 84 reunion.
Right.
So they had David Ruffin,
I should have been with
Eddie
you
Kendricks.
I should have been with
Dude,
you that night.
oh my gosh! Oh, this lasted for like a few weeks.
Wow.
We went to lunch with David
Why
Ruffin.
you call
I
me?
drove my Datsun V210 and David Ruffin sitting right next to me. I don't know. Well, I was with Clodagh. Yeah, I was with Clodagh. I'm telling you. This might have been before I met you, though. Because...
No, it was 1980.
It could have been 81 or so.
No,
well, no, it could have been early 82.
You know what? It was 82.
It was early 82.
It was 82.
Because...
That's the reunion.
But no, they did the reunion in 84, so yeah, I don't know where. Because that was in 84 when I was with them. So that was... Okay, anyway. So I got a chance to have lunch with him along with my cousin and the children. So then Eddie Kendricks, he didn't go with us. He stayed at the apartment. They were living out in, I think, Van Nuys and stuff. So the memories that we have, nobody could really ever know those things because nobody was there but us. So these are our memories that are still like personal memories, and you're still like, oh my God, I did it, you know. So I'm thankful, you know, that we really didn't get caught up in the industry back in the day, because I don't know if we would be here. I don't know if I would be here today. I'm almost sure I probably wouldn't be here. Jesus had to call me. How did that count? Because I was like, woo! So, yeah, I'm thankful that I got back into the gospel music in 85. That's July of 85. I was done. And the Lord has blessed. I mean, financially, we haven't made those marks. Getting the attention and all that, we haven't made those marks. But I still believe we got time.
But to put the cap on
I
that,
still believe we got
to
time.
put the cap on that, we're going to be doing something more than likely this year because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have the financial backing to do it. And we're going to do a very pertinent record, album, entitled Evolution. By the way, this is my product.
You better get it ready.
That I am selling on Shopify. You can find on Shopify Love Evolution Clothing.
Move your hands.
And
Revolution is
Now I had to clear up some things because some people were thinking I was saying love the theory of evolution. No, this has nothing to do with the theory of evolution. The operative word here is love.
Yes.
And evolution, because love will be evolving
to
love eternally.
Okay.
Especially
come up with love.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll always produce.
Especially us Israelites and Gentiles too in Christ will be evolving into love. So it's not the doctrine of evolution. Okay. So now it's people are beginning to accept it more. Okay. So I have this going on online, and also kind of in line with my brother here,
Brother Davis.
Leonard. I have a book that was a Amazon bestseller one time called Live to Live. Guide to Naturopathic and Alternative Medicine Clinics throughout the United States. I'm glad you called.
So as I just got checked on what I said, we gonna say it like this. Y'all hear my brother talking about his products? Go Shopify for the shirts and Amazon for the book. Live, the number 2, live. Finish saying what you want to say.
The Guide to Naturopathic and Alternative Medicine Clinics throughout the USA.
Wow. So it's actually a guide of directories telling them who to go talk to or where to go?
Where the clinics are located. I have at least 10 clinics per state.
Wow, good.
Also, what they specialize in, obviously hours of operation, whether they take any type of insurance or what the deal is with that.
Give them thorough information.
How you pay for them, how you pay them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, y'all check this out. Excuse me. Hold on. He's got
now, the reason why I did this, the reason why I did this book is because of 2 reasons mainly, and that's because in 1995 I had a beautiful cousin of mine who had her own public relations firm. She was misdiagnosed with breast cancer, and she died at 35. She died at 35.
Misdiagnosed.
Misdiagnosed. And my favorite uncle was misdiagnosed twice with colon cancer, and he died at 53.
Oh, that's young stuff right there.
So
That's young stuff. Oh my
at that
God.
time, I had no resources to tell them to check out. You know, they were just dealing with allopathic, quote unquote, conventional physicians who had misdiagnosed them. So I wanted to give the people what I didn't have at that time. That's a resource. You can go to a book.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. I want to say, because I know my cousin has arrived, his son, and so they're in the back talking, so we're going to go inside a little while so we can meet Mr. Handy, okay? So listen, make sure you have any social media that you want to give them, leave with them so they can go check it out. Just go.
Yeah, Instagram, Love Evolution Eternal Instagram. It's LOVE. Then it's not another E, just LOVETERNAN. I mean, excuse me, I'm sorry. LOVEVOLUTION Eternal.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all check that out. If you can't find it, call me. All right, peace and blessings.
That's something else that we always like to forget when we in hard times. You know, we act like ain't nobody around feeling the hard times but just us. And we can't do nothing but ask somebody else that can help us out rather than going straight to that source that brought us here, the Lord.
Exactly.
He giving all glory and honor to the Lord. Is that right?
And the Lord is worthy enough to receive all glory and honor.
So this is my dear cousin, ladies and gentlemen, that I've been talking about. And I've been talking to him over the past month about getting his documentary, getting his story, his history told, because he has a grand history. And so we're just going to take a few minutes and give him, you know, some love on how we feel about his success. And then ask a few questions, and then Leonard's going to do a little chair exercise. I don't know, you want to, well, he's going to finish eating.
Don't worry, I know when the
And
work
then
is.
you know when we're okay. So this is your new instructor for the day, and
He's smart. He know me, and I know him.
yeah.
And I just met him, but I've known him for a long time. He just met me, but he know me for
You
a
see
long
how
time.
he is, cousin.
This is what happens when you know God and God's children. We can spot him just like that.
Be very intuitive. You know, you know each other. You said you know them by the love that they bear. That's why we do know each other. Just like his thing, love, evolution. So, without any further ado, I just want to introduce my cousin Wendell T. Handy Sr. And he's from Tyler, Texas. Just say hi a few words, and then you can finish.
Go to work, go to work, go to work.
How about it? So Leonard was asking me, when is his birthday? I'm like, ask him, he can tell it. So that was his question. And so you're free to answer a few questions and then finish eating, because I don't want you to miss your meal.
Amen.
So Leonard, your question is?
Well, the first question was me asking him, how did he make it to the age that he made it to? And he gave me an answer that not many people give. The Lord. And then I asked when it was his birthday, because, you know, sometimes at certain times of the year you're born, certain months that you're born, where when the moon is passing certain planets, you gifted in that year to be able to do phenomenal things. So I just wanted to know actually what month was he born in?
California. This is your injury attorney, January.
January. Okay, so if it was astrological, that would be somewhere either Capricorn or Aquarius. What month? Beginning of January or the ending of January?
Aquarius.
There it is, see that? He called it out.
Tell me what day, cousin. January what?
28.
Not far from my sister. My sister was born on
I'll be back. I know I'm moving around, y'all. We at home. So.
27th. My sister was 1 day before yours. And what's so good about Aquarius that I like? Y'all some real smart, deep, intelligent spirits. And trust me, nobody better not cross you. They better not cross you. They know better. All during your life, people may have taken a little bit of chances. But most of the time, when people walk in your presence, they know better. You know why? Because you got that look. That look. That look that's been making you be here to this day. That look that makes people who got something crooked in their mind, it straighten them out. You better not do that to me. You might have did it to them, but you better not do it to me. Am I right? And I just met this spirit. I just met this spirit.
That reminds me of my poem.
You know, it's a lot that you gave this world. That's why God still got you here. It's a lot that you gave this world, and it's a lot more that you here to give this world. That's why that camera right there is on you.
Well, he's been actually been my backbone for the past 3 months with staying motivated to get some of these projects done that we've been talking about for so many years. And he has a track record that leads him from here to Washington, D.C., campaigning for different presidents, campaigning for his own campaign when he was running for Secretary of State here in California. So he's done a lot of extensive travel, speaking, business, entrepreneur. He's a black pioneer in business here in the city of Los Angeles. And so he's from Tyler, Texas. And I remember going there back in 1969 and 70 and stuff when we was rolling from California to Louisiana. We stopped over there at Tyler, Texas. But by then he was already here making his mark in what we now call, what do they call that Central Avenue area over there? I know the Dunbar Hotel's there, but what do they call that area? Isn't there a certain name that they call it? Nobody knows? Okay.
The colored area.
Back in the colored area. Well, you know what? That's a question that I'm going to talk to Councilman Price, because that's his district. I said, we need to name this. I'm going to tell him we need to name this something, and we got to see. So now he also, being in that 9th district, worked very close with Gilbert Lindsay. You want to talk about that? Gilbert Lindsay?
Gilbert Lindsay, he was my friend. And first of all, I met his wife because she was a pioneer for young people. Okay. And so we stood out with her, and she was a real blessing because she put us in so many good places because she was who she was.
Teresa Lindsay. Was her name Teresa?
Something like that.
Yeah, I remember there's a building over there on Avalon named after the Teresa Lindsay Center.
I worked there. I used to work.
That's where you used to go and do the singers?
Yeah.
So, okay, I would go over there with Lenny, and he's going to show you some of what he did at the Teresa Lindsay Center and some of the other centers that he's worked in.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's tight. So, before we go into a whole lot of other stuff, do you want to take another bite and finish your food? Because I don't want you to be hungry before the time, you know what I mean? We're going to finish our food.
Yeah, Teresa Lindsay and Ward Villa. That was another place I worked at. It's a senior home over off of, what is it? Figueroa.
Well, I often say Hoover.
Yeah,
it's closer to
Figueroa.
Hoover.
Yeah, Hoover near Figueroa. Matter of fact, it's not far from the church because Ward Villa Church is just
You're right off of Adams and Hoover. And I was going to say, too, now, when he came out here, his business that he started through his, through his mother-in-law, he started a selling business. What was that motto that your mother-in-law taught you when she taught you how to sell? What was that motto? Well, he's chewing, ladies and gentlemen, and he chews very well.
Oh, love it.
He don't let a lot of stuff just go down. He be chewing that food.
That's another reason why I hear. God taught us to chew. Chew your food, African American people. We take 2 bites and swallow it down. We're not snakes. We don't swallow and chew later. We are made to chew our food so that food can digest enough and that energy can go to the spots where we going to sleep and it's still up in there. Chitlins ain't gonna go out overnight if you swallow it. I'm not saying this brother here eating chitlins.
No, he ain't around here. No.
But I'm just letting some of y'all other folks who eating them chitlins and that junk that you ain't supposed to be eating. Chew your food. Chew your food. And do not mix it too much with water or whatever else. Either you drink or you eat. Don't mix it. I didn't see this brother take that glass up at all while he was eating. But I don't see much in that glass. But anyway, he ain't taking it like most people.
Gobbling it down.
Then drink. Then drink. And then talking about something. Normally when people sit at the table, they're talking about somebody or something. When you eat, you're supposed to be eating with nothing on your mind. Peace. Positivity. And you're supposed to chew it enough. And each time you chew, you're supposed to know that each time you chew, you grinding up that food to take the nutrients out of that food to go throughout your body. That's why he's not overweight. Because he's chewing his food enough. Because once in that food, you chew it enough, that food got enough time to go to your brain and let your brain know that, hey, you had enough. You don't need to eat no more. But sometimes people eat fast. That food don't go to your brain enough, so you keep on eating for, you like this.
And you said.
I don't know why. But anyway, good eating habits is what caused you to be around on this earth long too. Chewing that food. And it looked like he eating something good too.
It's a good burger. So, again, I was talking about how your mother-in-law taught you how to go down to the district and buy things and come back, and she had a theme that she called it some kind of little slogan. Buy, sell. You remember that? Okay, this was the story that I heard. She taught him to buy low and sell high. So she taught him about wholesale. She introduced him to the wholesale district downtown LA back in what year that was, maybe the 40s?
40s.
Okay. And so he started his business venture as a teenager in the 40s because of his mother-in-law. Now that's a good mother-in-law. She will make sure her son-in-law is provided for her daughter. So she came with some good wisdom, and I understand she's always given them good wisdom. Now, rest in peace, she's gone on as well. However, she left a legacy with and through Wendell and his family, and they're doing very successful. And so, buy low, sell high. Now you started that in 40. You want to talk about it?
Well, buy low and sell high. That is a bargain.
That's a bargain.
That's the way to go. And let your margin be between the high and the low.
Okay.
We don't want to rob nobody. We want to keep them in peace and keep them coming back.
And different colors of people. We the black folks. We connected to the white folks. Who's connected to the red folks. Who's connected to the brown folks. Who's connected to the yellow folks.
Nice.
So together we all connected.
Okay. Right.
We all should be able to work together.
And together we gonna lead.
Yes.
Because we are moving upward with this one right here. Woo!
Yeah.
Yes.
We are the leaders.
Look at cousin. He
We
looking up.
are the leaders.
So
That's right.
we would love to make some more of these and begin to sell these again to help build up that handy enterprise and be able to give some scholarships. I'll sit down. To be able to give some scholarships to some young entrepreneurs that are interested in really furthering their gifts and talents instead of looking for a job, which it takes a while sometimes, especially nowadays. So it's good to start your own business. And
Amen.
it's a perfect reason why to start your own business. Okay?
He definitely encouraged me.
Amen.
All right, so Mr. Davis is going to take over and do the workout. You ready to work out?
It won't be hard. It won't be nothing that you can't do because you tough.